Yo, what's up, guys? Bringing you a little kind of NPA pre-show as we start to ramp up the content here. NPA 15 just started. We just had our draft this past weekend, and so wanted to record a quick video, kind of go over the teams, talk about what NPA is, talk about all the players that got drafted, kind of what the draft looks like this year, and then maybe we'll have some time to talk a little bit about the matchups as well. So with me, I have Aragon, very strong DOU player, relatively well known in the VGC scene. But Aragon, if you want to do a quick intro as well.
Yeah. Today we're just gonna break down what to expect from the tournament. Should be really fun. We streamed our first game later. We're looking to stream pretty regularly whenever we have time. So feel free to turn in for that in the future. Either I or Kunal will probably be doing most of the streams. So and hopefully we'll have some other people doing it as well. So yeah, it should be a fun season. Really looking forward to covering it with everything new with champions and to be honest, especially when the second regulation comes out. So yeah, it should be good.
Definitely. Cool. So, we might have some VGC players who are not super familiar with Smogon tournaments or with the concept of team tournaments. Nowadays, there aren't really too many outside of NPA or World Cup for VGC. So, just to give kind of a quick overview, when we say team tournament, what we're referring to is an auction style draft where there's a set number of teams. Each teams have a set of managers, and those managers have a certain number of credits or a budget. And using that budget, they'll bid on players that they're drafting to their team. And so they'll kind of go head to head against each other, bid on players. Whoever has the highest bid will get to draft that player. And so these managers and these teams are building out rosters of 11 to 13 players for the season. So when we go into the auction in a second, we'll talk a little bit more about what the prices look like and kind of how that shook out. But once those players are drafted, the way that the tournament works is that every week there will be a team pairing. So teams will go head to head, and there will be 8 slots of current gen VGC. So for this iteration of NPA, it will be 8v8 on regulation MA. And then if the format switches to MB during the middle of the season, then we'll swap to that as well. And so each week, managers will list 8 of their players. Remember, they have rosters of either a minimum 11, maximum 13. They'll list 8 of those players as their starters, and those starters will get paired into the 8 players listed by the opposing team. And whoever wins the most matches during that week will gain points. Every team will play every team during the regular season. So it's a round-robin tournament. And then the top 4 teams will make it to playoffs, which becomes a single elimination top 4 bracket. So I think that is kind of the high-level overview. We can dive a little bit more into the draft here and talk about the ramp-up to NPA 15 itself. So I'll kind of leave the draft here on screen while we talk. You can take a look at the kind of caliber of players that were drafted. But we had a lot of returning teams.
Samurais is so broken, man.
Yeah. Crazy team. So yeah, this year we had a large number of legacy teams return, and then a couple of new teams, couple of renames. But this is the 15th year of NPA, and really the focus of this tour and the focus of these teams is to maintain that legacy, right? NPA 15, the tour's been going on for about 15 years, a little over 15 years, right? We have an iteration of NPA on a yearly basis. And so if you think about that, right, this tour started back in 2011 or 2012. So it's the longest running VGC team tour by a long shot. It might even be the longest running team tour. Maybe Smogon's SPL has been running a little bit longer. But so yeah, really cool to see some of these old names return, right? If you've been following NPA for a while, you'll recognize the Rollouts, the Birds. Obviously the Puppies and Cruisers are kind of your recent big names. They've been winning a lot of the recent tournaments. Blizzards as well won a few years back. And then we have kind of a smattering of teams that came in from the Smogon VGC side, right? So VGC PL, VGC Winter League, things like that. In the Trailblazers, as well as the Samurais. And then I think the Blades as well moved over from there, if I'm not mistaken. That might be
right. I'm not sure. I know Samurais were VGC PL.
Yeah, definitely.
For a long time.
Yep. And so let's take a look at the managers really quick. We also have players that are very well known actually in the VGC scene even today. So for the Blizzards, we have Ink taking the helm here, or Siddharth, as you may know him. Very strong recent player, started playing in about 2022, joined by RKD, a Smogon VGC player as well. And then, the long-time, like, all-time Blizzards manager, Temple VGC. He's been with the Blizzards for almost a decade at this point. I mean, very long time.
Is that the guy that owns like Nimbasa Post or whatever?
Yes. Yep. Temple's the one who runs Nimbasa City Post. So if you ever go there for teams or for anything, that's the guy that runs it. The Puppies run this year by Audi and Teen Spirit. So Audi, you may know him from Tub Takes. Teen Spirit, very strong player historically. I don't exactly know what he's done recently, but I know that he's still playing like relatively actively. And Puppies actually, I believe, are your most winning NPA team of all time. I think they have 3 championships total, and 2 of them were in back-to-back years, I believe, recently. So, very strong team, very strong contenders this year. We have the Blades, managed by Howkings, Tekka, and NJ11. So this is a newer team. I believe they joined last year or maybe the year before at the earliest. So newer to NPA, but still, really strong draft this year as well. So we're looking forward to that. The Samurais, previously the Hatters, actually my own team. I passed it over to Tio and Upai. They renamed it at that point, I believe, to the Samurais as well during the Smogon merger. And now they've passed that team on to Val 16 as well. So Val 16, Mava, and Marco Fiero. We have the Italian core here managing this team. Cruisers, we have Sven and Alexis. And they won not last year, but the year before, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was the year before.
And generally speaking, these 2 managers, Sven and Alexis, have the highest rated player feedback among all managers. So they're incredible managers, incredible drafters, really strong draft this year as well. Looking forward to see how they do. The Stars, really, really old roster, actually, or really old franchise from NPA, kind of come back more recently. So run by Justify Joe, Scotty, and Jamie Keane this year. Rollouts, similarly, very, very old franchise. I think they were added in maybe NPA 3, or one of the early ones. Run by Caleb, still at the helm of the Rollouts after all these years. And this year, Mogo and Battle Room are joining him to manage. We have Trailblazers run by Trace, Justin Tang, and Chongjun. And then I believe Pocoyo is helping them out as well. So good kind of global coverage, and players who are still very active in the scene as well. And finally, we have the final returning brand here, the Lavera Pixies. So this was a team that existed many years ago in NPA, was gone for many years, and this is their first year back. And this year, they're being run by Zelda and Oe. And so, looking at the sheet here, we had some retains for a few of these teams. I think we only had 2 teams without a retain. We had, for the Blizzards, they retained MoMA, who's a player who did very well for them last year, very reliable. I believe they're a Chinese player, but been a part of the Blizzards for a long time. Blades retained Candy JP. Rollouts retained Whimsicott956, who is... we'll get to some of these player names later. These are their Smogon names, but very strong recent player. For Samurais, they retained Super Palmy and ZGR. Cruisers retained Polar Bear, your reigning world champion. Birds retained Jay Modry, again, another very strong player they were reliant on last year. Puppies retained Patrick Connors, and Fede Campo. Very, very powerful retains there. And for relatively cheap, PatCon for 11 is pretty crazy.
Yeah. That's surprising. It's that cheap.
Yep. Stars, Slushy2K, and Gahaku are the retains. Gahaku's a very strong Japanese player, usually qualifies for Worlds. And Slushy2K is Keen Campbell. So if you have been tapped in with Scarlet Violet, Keen has been an amazing player, particularly in these restricted formats. So we'll kind of see how he adjusts to Pokemon Champions, throughout this season. And then Pixies and Trailblazers actually opted not to retain anybody. So they were going into the draft with their full 120K budget this year. And so, going into draft day, I was pretty skeptical about a lot of these retains because a lot of these retains were announced before the bulk of the player base signed up, right? Before the bulk of these like really top level players, like your Agati, your Nails, your Michael Derbest, right? Your Paul Chua, etc. Before these people had signed up, and so going into the draft down money when you have players like this on the board is actually, to me at the time, I felt was pretty risky. And so we'll, as the season progresses, we'll kind of see how that plays out, but in spite of that, I think that all of the drafts this year ended up very competitive. I mean, we had maybe our strongest signups that we've had in years, if not ever, right? And all the drafts really reflect that. Like every person on every one of these teams has relevant IRL results at official tournaments, and the number of players that got snubbed. I mean, there are some amazing players that got snubbed, right? Like Duck Ponds didn't get drafted, Vishy didn't get drafted, right? These players that have been NPA mainstays for a long time. In favor of some of these players.
No, Vishy is crazy, man.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Free bro.
So, Arrow, do you want to kind of talk us through a little bit of why don't we just start from the left and we'll kind of go, and I'll fill in information as it comes up.
Okay, so on the left with Blizzards, right? You already talked about MoMA. Gabriel Agati, obviously one of the best like players in the world.
Yep.
Bandfox, I don't remember who that is, but I remember they were like an NPA mainstay. At least I remember that from last year.
Yeah, I believe they're Italian. They've been an NPA for several years at this point.
Yeah. Truly, yeah, another name I recognize. I don't recognize a whole lot of people on this team. Or I recognize all the names, but I couldn't tell you who they were.
Yeah,
Gramgus. Gramgus is, who's that again? That's someone I know.
Stephen Mia.
Steven?
So he's gotten
he's
Top Cut Worlds a couple times. He's done super well.
That's really cool. They signed
every tournament. Yeah.
IDC Zach. I don't know who that is. Hold on, let me just start forum searching for this.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I believe he. Oh God, where is he from? He's not from the Netherlands.
Twitter at Coke0. That's fire. Okay, yeah, multiple top finishes in Europe regionals. Top 4 Liverpool 2022. Some more recent ones, Day 2 EYC a couple years ago.
Yep.
Looks like solid player. Just couldn't tell you who they are, but good results on their sign up. Avatar Fede, don't remember who that is.
Yep, previous NPA manager for the Symbionts. Symbionts actually got relegated last year, so Fede decided to sign up this year. I think it's a good time, with the return of champions, to kind of get back in, start playing as well.
World's 2018 top 8 GG.
Yeah.
I don't know who anyone is. It's over.
You're too new. Fede is a very old player. He has a lot of results from kind of pre Scarlet Violet. I'm not super familiar if he has performed recently within Scarlet Violet, but I'm sure he has. I mean, he's an amazing player, great builder, and really a great team presence. I know Blizzards right after the draft, they were already saying, "Oh my God, Fede is the most active I've ever seen anyone in NPA." So, really good sign for them. John Hu, Japanese player as well. Not Japanese born, but he lives in Japan now. He plays the Japanese circuit. He actually, unfortunately, just barely didn't qualify for the Japan Nationals qualifiers. So he missed by, I think, literal decimal points in his rating in the recent Global Challenge. So very unfortunate there. But I know I've been talking to him, and he's still kind of motivated. He likes champions. He thinks it's very enjoyable. So expecting to see some good performance there. Ale is actually kind of one of these NPA sleeper picks. So he gets drafted every year. He does well every year, but he never goes for more than 5K. It just, to me, it doesn't make sense. But he's been a part of NPA since maybe NPA 8, NPA 7 or 8.
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm looking at his sign up right now. Yeah. It's lots of strong NPA finishes.
Yeah, an amazing Team Tour player. Amazing. And then we have Lunam TG. Again, another great player. I believe this is Manuel Barrera, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yes.
So great player. He has a lot of results in European regionals. And then rounding the draft out with Joker.mo. Now, this player, I have no idea who they are. I'll be honest with you.
We'll find it out in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Let's see. I will look them up right here. Live. Joker.mo.
Played for World Cup for China.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Very cool. So we went 4-1 in
VR
World
champion.
Cup last year. College student, so plenty of time to prepare. That's what you want to see for NPA.
Yep.
That is amazing.
That's the move, bro.
And most importantly, he has the nickname Pine Nut, so he can provide some fun for the team. Love
Holy
it.
shit.
Love it. Amazing
He's
pickup.
tapped in. He's tapped in.
Amazing
They're
pickup.
winning the tour.
Yep. So, I mean, just to quickly talk about Blizzards, right? For anyone who isn't familiar, the whole story about Blizzards in NPA is that Blizzards kind of have their own brand of team, or their own team environment. And so they're very much a team that like picks up players and they kind of win with the power of friendship type thing, right? They always historically that's how they've done it. They've picked up players who are kind of good team tour performers, but may not have the best official tournament results or may not be able to attend official tournaments. And they'll kind of have their set of really top level players, and those players will train up the lower players and get them ready for these tours, and get them ready for their matches through that prep. And so this year, I was surprised to see they opted to spend a lot on some of these top level players, right? Like Agati, Gramgus, even Fede, I would consider like an older player. And I don't really see the number of like kind of new talent that I typically see out of Blizzard. So we'll see how that turns out. I think that from my point of view, right, as somebody who managed before, this kind of draft is more what I would be looking for if I was drafting, right? I want the draft of like reliable players who have a lot of experience because it's a new format. It's Champions. And so players who have played a lot of new formats will be able to pick stuff up quicker and kind of get them a lead in these early weeks.
Yep.
All right, so let's move on
like
to the Blades. Yeah, I think Blizzards look a very solid team this year. Let's move on to the Blades
Everyone
here.
on their team has results.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So Candy JP
won 7-2 last year. I was just looking. I'm gonna try to pull up records from last year.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Because I'm seeing it in all the signups. It's just relevant.
Yep. Yeah. So I believe Candy is a Chinese player. GMT +9 seems to confirm that as well. Day 2 to NAIC last year. Oh, they're Japanese actually. They were on World Cup Team Japan. So they've been on part of World Cup for 2 years now, and so they have the team tour experience. They did great in NPA last year, and that seems like a great retain pick. I mean, your player goes 7-2, you retain them. That's feels obvious to me. I thought 18K was a little bit high, but as a retain, I mean, if they have an equally good performance this year, that's more than worth it, right? So good there. You're echoing a little bit, Era. Okay, so they have Nails. Nails, I mean, who doesn't know Nails in the VGC community, right? Nails is long-standing player, has few regional wins under his belt, has many Day 2 Worlds. For 15K, I was shocked in draft when this happened because Nails is one of those players that is always building, always going to bring something new. He doesn't, from my experience with him, he doesn't always contribute to other slots in the team, but he's always very happy to talk about Pokemon with people. And so 15K to me felt like very much underpay, and Blades are I'm sure very happy with that as well. Same with Wanfi. Wanfi for 17 is very surprising. Latin American player who has been a top performer, I mean, since 2017, 2018, and really hasn't fallen off at all. So looking very good there, starting off very strong in their draft. Tabu, kind of similar thing. Newer player, I believe, started in the Sword and Shield era, if I'm not mistaken. But generally has been a part of NPA, generally done pretty well, at least gone even, if not positive. And tends to do pretty well in tournaments like this. And then Mirai to kind of round out this top player core here for the Blades. So now Mirai, I believe, just top cut Worlds in 2025, and has had many strong regional finishes. Last year NPA, I believe they went positive.
They went 3-4.
3-4. Okay, so not quite positive, but
That's not bad though.
Yeah, not bad at all. 3 wins, pretty good. And since then his performance has only gone up in official tournaments. So good to see that there. Now the rest of this draft. So REVGC I teamed with somewhere, maybe during one of the Smogon leagues, or maybe I was just supporting them on Samurais in one of the prior years. But
Looks like you went 5-3 last year.
yeah. Who's that? Sorry, Ari went 5-3?
Yeah, Ari went
Okay.
5-3 last year.
Gotcha. Yep. So again, Ari, great player, very reliable player as well. I always felt the year that I supported him, I always felt like, this guy's going to get into his game and play well, and so let's just make sure that he has a team that can kind of stand up to that matchup, right? To stand up to the matchup spread here. So very reliable clicker. Imagi VGC, old Cruisers manager, European player. I believe he's a German player. Good vibes. I mean, great vibes in your server. Relatively strong results. I couldn't pull one off the top of my head, but I know that he is generally considered a very strong performer. And then the rest of the players on this team, I mean, Samu VGC, I'm not super familiar with. Let's see if we can figure out something about them. Samu VGC. Samuel Pereira, okay, great player. This was so he was on Team Spain, and they actually won World Cup last year, I believe. And then you can kind of see the results right here, right? They speak for themselves. So runner-up of Sevilla 2026.
Me versus Nicholas Khan, by the way.
Me versus Nicholas Khan. Okay, got it. So top 8 in Sevilla the previous year, runner-up in VR in September. I don't know exactly what tournament this was, but I'm sure it was probably pretty big because it's a VR tournament. So another kind of great player here at 8K, right? I mean, regional runner-up, like World Cup winner, so you know that they're pretty strong in team
crazy, yeah.
Very good. Nicholas Khan, I mean, amazing player. Like world class player, right? Always qualifies for Worlds, always generally has a deep run. Great player there. Coach 5e. I don't know who this is. Let's see. Jordi Casado, okay. Top 64 at LAIC this year, top 64 at Gdansk, top 64 at Birmingham, and then EUIC Day 2. So pretty good, above average results, I would say. And then also a newer player, so started playing VGC in 2025. And, great pickup for 3K, right, on a team like this. It's a great sub slot. And then finally you have Faye, DOU player, VGC draft player as well.
On the entire list that doesn't have never been to a higher level event.
Yeah. Well, Faye lives in Southeast Asia, so they don't even have events for him to go to.
Played for Team Vietnam a couple of years ago. Very one of the best DOU players this gen.
Yep.
Yeah, played VGC draft for a long time. Although that doesn't really
definitely
hold up. But he's got positive in NPA before. I believe he went 6-2 a couple of years ago. He played last year. He's played the last couple of years. So.
Yep.
Not surprising.
Yeah, and the thing about Faye is that if he's interested, he'll always do well. It doesn't matter what the format is. He's just that type of player.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Looking good. I mean, Blades have this really strong kind of top 5 here, and then a bunch of players here that are can for sure pick up 2 wins per week, right? 1 or 2 wins per week. And so I feel like they shouldn't run into many issues kind of winning or at least tying most of their weeks here. I think the roster looks very, very powerful from that perspective. Okay, so let's talk about rollouts. So rollouts, you're kind of looking at this draft sheet, and rollouts have 19K credits left over. And in a draft like this, right, I mean, if you look at every other team, most of these teams ended with 0. Blades ended with 0, and they didn't even have 13 players, right? They went to the minimum, just 11. And rollouts got all 13, and they had 19K left over. So when I'm thinking about this, right, and when I saw this at first glance, I was like, wow, rollouts really, really underspent here. They must not have gotten very good players. Or they must not have entered bidding wars. And then you look at the draft and it's oh my god, who let them get away with this? Right? Animus for 17, sure, fine. Santi for 19, pretty much underpay. I mean, Santi just got top 4 in the Scrawl tournament, the biggest tournament of all time. We know that he does well in these online tournaments. He's done well in VGC Classics. He's done well in past NPAs. He's done well in Players' Cups. right? And on top of that, he has a bunch of official tournament finishes, right? He's gotten top 4 in. Did he win? I wonder if he won a regional in Sun and Moon. I know he for sure got a top 4 with a Lunadon team, and he was kind of the first Lunadon player to put that on the map in 2019, I believe. But just like crazy underpay here.
Maybe the return is cheap for who it is.
Yeah.
Zachary Weed, right?
Zachary,
That's crazy for 10.
I even forgot to mention this. So this is Zachary Weed. Yep, amazing results recently. You picked this up as a retain or as a poach for 10K. Fits right in with Caleb. I mean, I believe he's from that New England area, just like Caleb is. So they're locals. I'm sure that they've talked to each other a lot, and great fit right onto the team. Mega Umbreon VGC just got second in the Scraw Tour, so made it all the way to finals with the Frostlass team. Proves that, first of all, they must be a good builder because they're using Frostlass, and there weren't many results with Frostlass, right? Their team was strong enough to get them to finals there. They're really good at champions, right? This is a champions tournament, and a lot of these players we've talked about, all of their results are from pre-champions. They haven't played in these champions online tours. So a player like this for 7 to me is crazy, right? Well, maybe it's a risk. Maybe we'll see how they perform in this kind of team environment and in this online tournament. But 7K is still crazy. I would have expected that to go a little bit higher. Sohaib for 10. Sohaib always goes for about 10, and he always goes X2. Like it needs to stop happening. Like somebody has to upbid on Sohaib. It just doesn't make sense. He's a great player, and he spends a lot of time playing Pokemon, and he's very good at Pokemon. So all of these things, I mean, he just shouldn't be going for 10K. You have Dewobblefett for 8. Again, another guy that's like Sohaib. He always signs up for NPA. He always generally does pretty well. He really shouldn't be going for 8. You have Sunoru.
Dawe for 7.
Dawe for 7. It's just like it doesn't make sense to me. Like nobody else wanted these players, right? I don't know what happened. Nash VGC is a Korean player. Yeah, Nash VGC is a Korean player. I believe he won Korean Nats, or maybe got top 4. Let me see if he has it in his results here. Nash VGC. Search this up. Okay, it was top 4. He got top 4 in 2021 and 2023. And I believe he was involved in the there was that situation at Korean Nats where they were kind of boycotting, and all the top 4 brought Metronome. And so Nash was involved there. And he got, I think he got banned from the Korean circuit. I don't know if he's still banned. If he is, unfortunate. I support everything that happened there, so ban me too. Whatever.
Sure.
Zone 1P, this is Ofomezi. Another, I believe they're from New York, or somewhere in the Northeast over there. So again, locals with Caleb, locals with Zachary. Strong player, they'll generally fit in. It's a great sub slot, a great bench slot, even a great like slot 8 if you need someone to slot in there. K-Crick, Australian player, came from VGC Draft. To be honest, you know more about K-Crick than me, so.
Yeah, he got top 4 to regional in Australia a couple months ago. A lot of my friends that are draft players think he's like God's gift to Pokemon. He's like really good.
Okay.
Just really fundamental player. Not a whole lot of results. Strong pickup for 3K. Makes sense because they have Mogo managing, so completely unsurprising pickup there.
Is Mogo from the draft community as well, or?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Sir Aaron VGC. I have no idea who this is. This might have been the Rollouts tryouts pick. Let's see. Because I know they were running tryouts. And usually what Rollouts do is every year they run tryouts, they'll always draft the person, or they'll always nom the person that wins tryouts. Accomplishments. Best VGC Player of the Year nominee for Smogon Awards 2025. Okay. Oh, from NPAA. Okay, so they played NPAA last year. Or maybe the year before. I don't know when Season 2 was, but they went 4-2. So, reasonable online results. Great for 3K. Great, tryout pick to kind of bring them into the, out of NPAA and into NPA itself, which is good. You have Code for 3K. Yeah. Now, I don't know, like, managers maybe just didn't do their research. Maybe Code just doesn't have it like I think he does. But this kid is nuts, man. Like, he's so good at Pokemon.
Yeah, he's just never been to an event.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he's just like one of the best players on Swogon that has shown up in the last few years.
Yeah.
Like we'll see if he like actually gets playing time, because if he does, it'll be fun to watch. Yeah, just really strong team. Like every single player on this team could have been at least like 3K more.
Yeah, I agree.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
I don't know who this last player is.
It's the guy that.
Oh, he top cut Seattle this year.
Yeah. He had some recent result.
Okay, nice, excellent. Yeah, so I mean, again, for 3K, like you're getting a multi-time like regional day tour, worlds qualifier, right? Generally, I mean, again, another NPA pick, so they went 4-1 last year. Seems good. Just to go back to code for a second, this guy is crazy, bro. Like, he spends all day thinking about Pokemon and playing Pokemon. I believe he was a helper for Puppies last year, so I'm really surprised not to see Puppies go a little bit further in.
I think Puppies were broke by the time they got.
Were they? Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so crazy roster. Absolutely crazy roster for having 19K left over. Like,
yeah.
The thing is,
capitalized more potentially on like the budget, but I still think they ended up with like a very, very competitive team.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think you were saying they could have gone 3K more on every player, or like every player should have gone for 3K more, and low key, Rollouts had the budget for it, so
yeah.
It would have been fine. So yeah, really, really strong team. I'm really interested to see how they actually perform, because the vibes look great. I think the players look great. It's just a matter of actually getting out there and performing versus some of these other teams that have really, really top heavy, like top 5 slots, right?
Yeah, they're just not as top heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, they have like a lot of players in that like kind of like upper half range, but like not like at the very top of the pool, I guess.
Yep.
That's Jungshi.
Yes. So this is Jungshi. He didn't. I was hoping he had his accomplishments here, but he doesn't.
He was a really, really strong 2024.
Yep.
Has had a really big fall off this year, though.
Gotcha.
In terms of results, but like obviously a really, really strong player.
Yeah. 100%.
Had like an insane run in 2024. Like actually, just was one of the best in North America that period. Yeah, yep. I think buying him in like a fresh format is really good, because I don't think he had a pretty, from what like my friends in SoCal were saying, he had a pretty disappointing end to SV. So
gotcha.
A very good reset period for him, and just a very good player, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and retained for 11. I mean, he must have done really well last year as well.
Yes, I believe that's correct as well.
So good there. Super Palmy, another retain for the Samurais. Let me see if. Let's see. I believe their Smogo name is Angry Lulu. No. Okay. No. Reference to last year's NPA, but I believe they did super well as well, and I'm sure they wouldn't have been retained if they didn't.
Yeah.
But Samurais retained Super Palmy, and then they went on to win a regional the weekend after the retain happened. So they retained before the regional, and then they went on to win a regional, and now Samurais have them for 10K. Like, that is amazing foresight. And a lot of luck probably as well. I mean, for Samurais to pick them up, but it just proves like they really believed in this player, and the player is obviously very strong, and proved that back to them with this regional result.
I think this team is actually just like, if I look at it, I think it might be the strongest on the board.
Yeah. We have Emilio Forbes. I begged this guy for probably 2 weeks straight to sign up. He finally did.
Okay, never mind. It's not that strong. You had to get him to sign up.
Yeah. But I think that Emilio has been putting a lot of time into Champions, even though he's playing LA this weekend. He's been kind of splitting his time between Champions and Reg I. So, he'll perform well. He's Emilio. He always does. We have Kotomi. This is Apron VGC. You may know him as that as well. It's Sebastian Lee. Let me see if he has as well his any results in here. Nope. Rose trolling. Okay.
Yep.
But strong player again, has been around the scene for a while. 20K is a little higher than I would have expected he must have won some tournaments that I'm not aware of, or generally done very well, but still not a bad pickup at all. Dubious Bulb for 12 to me is crazy. Dubious Bulb is an Italian player, very, very, very strong player. Been very dominant in VGC. Also been very dominant in DOU recently.
This is the Italian team. This is the Italian team. I'm
Yeah.
not surprised they went big for him.
Yeah. So I mean, great, amazing player, great fundamental player. To be honest, Dubious Bulb, for those in the know, Dubious Bulb reminds me a lot of Chimele a few years back, CML. Really just like amazing fundamental player who is going to load up every week and has like an above 60% chance of winning his game. And so being able to get a player like that for 12K is amazing. And I mean, CML was very easily in MVP contention the season that he played NPA. So, we'll see how that works out here this year, but really surprised that nobody else really bid higher than this. Z for 5.5, crazy.
5 is crazy. On the same team as Emilio.
Yeah.
Like, that's just nuts.
That is
I can't
crazy.
believe they got away with that.
Yep.
Like,
Agreed. Okay, who is Hui? Oh, this is Dill. So this is oh god, I don't remember their full name. They're stick bugged on Twitter. They got
UIC Wolf one.
Yeah, they got second at UIC 2024.
That's the last Dill events.
Yes. That's the one. That's the one. And then most recently got 17th at Lille as well. Again, amazing player, right? Very reliable player, I think. They'll be a great team presence as well. I'm sure they're very into building in Champions in a new format. So looking forward to their performance there. Dan MNC, let's see, I forget his name. Danetti, I believe. Yep. So again, many top cuts here, particularly recently. And from what I've seen, I mean, this guy is like tapped in with Champions. Like he really knows what's going on. He knows how to build. He knows, what makes a good team and kind of how to recommend things in a way that doesn't feel critical and things like that. So great for a team environment, strong player. We'll see how he performs during NPA here. Dicey, same thing. I mean, amazing player, right? Great for 4K is crazy, but I think as we were saying, this is the Italian team. They probably other teams were just like, we don't really want to bid on this. We'll just let them have the Italian players here.
Yeah.
Sliced bread. This is Dorian Kang. So you may have jokingly or non-jokingly heard the term Dorian main during what was it, Reg G or Reg F? Well, yeah, one of these SV regulations. But he built a very influential team and did well with it as well. So 3K, not bad at all there. Nani Roma, I don't know who exactly this is. Let's see. I believe they're also Italian. Some top cuts. They're Spanish, it looks like. So they won a VR World Cup. Top 4 in VR at some point, and they played the Smoke on Live UGC tournament, got top 32 there, which is good. So online player, primarily it seems like, doing pretty well. We have Zern. So
4.5.
Yeah, you can talk about Zern. You can talk about Zern.
Yeah. Zern is like, in my opinion, inarguably the best DOU player of SV. Been a really long time Smoke player, probably the best DOU player to never play at an IRL event. Big friends with Z, so very, very high value pickup. We'll see how much he actually plays, but he's done well in NPA before, as well as the other Smoke on tours. He's just probably has some of the best fundamentals you'll see from someone who's not familiar to most people, right? So
yep,
very, very strong pickup.
Definitely, and I believe maybe this has changed recently, but I believe that Zern has the most cheat wins in DOU. No. I think if he's not the most, he's very close.
I don't think he has the longevity.
Gotcha.
But in the last 3 or 4 years, he's just been the best. He had 2 really, really strong SCLs.
Yep.
He went 9-1 in the CL. has like had like 3 or 4 like really strong TPLs. Like he's like in my like if you watch his games, like he's just like the best player. I don't know what else to say, bro.
Yeah. I mean, he's just fundamentally he is an incredibly strong player. So
If you
excited
get
to
in a
see.
neutral matchup, he'll win the game. Like I don't know what else to say, bro.
Yep. Cool. All right, we'll talk about Cruisers here as well. So Cruisers retained Polar Bear, reigning world champ. This is Gio Chisky. I don't know exactly how to say his last name, so I apologize. But this guy is like an encyclopedia of knowledge about VGC players. It's so funny. We were he was streaming the NPA draft, and anytime any player was nommed, he didn't even have to look them up in the thread. He kind of knew exactly who they were, what their results were, even online tournaments. Like this guy was like, if you top cut like a Trainer Tower Open 18 years ago, like he would know about it. So, yeah, I mean,
is he the greatest scouter of all time?
I mean, he is. He must be, right? And he's really like a student of the game. I mean, he's been around for so long. He started playing, I think, back in VGC 17, maybe VGC 16, but I think in Sun Moon is like really when he started playing seriously, and just an inspiring player. We've seen him kind of grow, and over the years he's gotten better and better, and it culminated in him actually winning Worlds last year. So very inspiring story, great player. I'm sure he'll do great here in NPA as well, as he always does. Axior, one of those players as well that had like an amazing 2024 alongside Jungshi. And even, I mean, into 2025, this player has always been incredible. I think they debuted
What's their name again? I'm trying to remember.
Axior is Aurelian Sola.
Right, Aurelian. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's no introduction.
So I think their first NPA was not even that long ago, like 2 years ago maybe, or 3 years ago on Detectives. Or was that last year? That wasn't last year. That was 2 years ago.
There was a team called Detectives? There's no way, man.
There was, yeah, for exactly 1 year. It was run by Marcus and Yuki Zaninovic.
That's crazy.
Very, very fun team. Very fun team. But yeah, I mean, Axior is great at online tours. They're very good at changing up teams every week, and not getting counter teamed, and also again a very fundamentally strong player. So expect them to do well. Azulite, low key, another player here that consistently does well in NPA and always flies under the radar.
Yeah, just won the regional a couple months back as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, great, really long-time player as well. I think he's been playing similarly since 2017, 2018, 2019, sometime in that Sun Moon era. And has won Collinsville Regional or like whatever that the Midwest Regional is. He tends to do very well at that, like top 4 almost every time. And then I believe he did finally win somewhat recently. So expect him to do well as well. And we'll check in on him later, but on a team like this, I think that he'll have a lot of engagement and be able to do very well. Clippers, kind of same thing, right? Newer era player, I believe. Sword and Shield, not quite as new as Scarlet Violet, but within the last couple of gens, and generally, again, does very well online and has like solid performances in officials, or above probably very much above average performances in officials, I would say.
Yeah.
So 16K, not surprised there. Trier, I'm not sure about. Let's see.
Check your Spogon notifications, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, let's see. Dim the sim. Nice.
Holy shit, the win post. My bad. I thought it was going to take 24 hours again. My bad.
So one NPAA. So NPAA player getting pulled up here. And then last year they went 6-2 with the Cruisers. So actually last year they got picked up out of NPAA. Went 5-2 there. Went 6-2 in NPA 14. So seems like a great team tour player. They have a couple tournament top cuts here, as well as a top 4. And I mean, this is exactly the type of player that Cruisers like to see, right? I think Cruisers is similar to Blizzards, one of those teams that really thrives on drafting kind of unknown talent or like newer talent and training them up. And so it seems like Trier was that player last year, and maybe this year they can kind of continue to have that success and train up some more of these newer players as well. Giso is an Italian player. They go by Frost, I believe. I've teamed with them in PGL maybe, way back in Sword and Shield. This player is extremely smart. Like, I teamed with them as, like, in their first ever team tournament, and consistently I was, like, blown out of the water at the way that they thought about the game and the teams that they brought and the buttons that they clicked. So, really excited to see how they do this year in NPA as well. I think 21.5 is a little bit overpay maybe, but I'm sure that if anyone can match up to that price, it is Frost. I'll try to speed up a little bit here because we are at 45 minutes.
Oh my god, yeah, so many teams left.
Yep. PMC 21, let's see. We'll go quick. Okay, another Team Spain player from 2025 World Cup. Done well at Sevilla every year. Seems good. Kangaroo? Holy. What a name. VR December champion. Okay, nice. Day 2 to 9 events. And cut twice. Pretty good. It seems like they're a Canadian player. I'm not, to be honest, I'm not familiar. I haven't heard the name, but it seems like they have a lot of tournament results. So again, similar type of player. I believe that this is probably their first NPA. So this is the type of player that we expect to kind of get trained up and pop off, right? Somebody who has those results and is just looking to get to that next level. Zekrom Zeke, longtime player, generally does pretty well in team tours, did well in World Cup.
Yeah, always gets drafted in these.
Yep.
Very good player.
Yep. Great slot 7, slot 8, or great sub if needed. Nicholas Danelli, again, same thing, right? Player that had a lot of success. I think they got finals, right? They did not win. He did not win the regional that he top cut.
I think that's second to Wolf at one of the events in 2024.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking.
I think that's probably his best finish, unless he's done better since.
Let's see. Yeah, okay. Finalist at Charlotte 2024. And then top cut San Antonio 2025. Okay, so nice.
Yeah, a couple of really strong finishes.
Very cool. And his bio says that he's been loving champions, so, exactly the type of player that, again, I would expect to do very well here. Finibus, long-time NPA draft, long-time 3K. Reliable sub if you need one. And then same with Cone here as well. Similar vibes there. And I think a lot of these players are familiar with the cruisers, either have helped out or have been on the cruisers in the past. So bringing a lot of these players back home this year. The Birds are actually returning. So the Birds, I think, only took a couple years off. I think they played through NPA 12, took a break for 13-14, and then are back now. Under Brevarius, Pearl, and Galahad Excalibur. So Brevarius, again, coming back with the Birds. Retaining Jay Modry. I was actually talking to Zach about this, Brevarius. He was telling me about how, for him in draft, it's very important for him and for the way that he views these, these team tournaments to draft, quote-unquote, player managers. And what he means by that is he wants to be able to draft players that are going to be partaking in other slots, helping out, training, giving team feedback, practicing, etc., and not just focusing on their own slot. And the reason for that is because it allows managers to focus more on those lower slots or those newer players without getting kind of overwhelmed, right, and having to support all 8 slots on their own.
That makes sense, yeah.
And so, Jay Modry is kind of the perfect guy for that. He has been with the franchise for a while. I believe last year he was on Masks, and the bench retained the Masks from the Masks pool. And, so reliable player, great chat presence, very active, great retain there. Is Stefano Greppi? Yeah, Stefano Greppi. So he just won Birmingham not too long ago. Top cut EUIC. I believe top 32 is top cut. Maybe not, but definitely day 2 to EUIC. And, no stranger to team tour.
Day 2. Even if it's not cut, it's a strong day 2.
Gotcha. Yep.
There's a lot of that day 2 is used. It was like 200 people on day 2.
Yeah, and then actually has played in the Italian Smogon League API for a while, so got the MVP there. So no stranger to Team Tours here. Very strong. Not surprised to see them go for 23.
Carried Ortana for 18.5.
Carried Ortana for 18.5. Not surprising at all. I think that makes sense. Strong player. I don't believe that we've seen them play in any Team Tours, at least not in NPA. So we'll see how they kind of adapt to needing to build a new team or bring a new team every week. And scout their opponents and things like that. Commander VGC, similarly, I think was on Masks last year, if I'm not mistaken. If not, I know that. No, sorry. Commander was on whatever team Zach and Zelda were managing, which was, oh god, what were they called? I don't remember anymore.
I can find it.
Okay. But
I had to get off my computer.
Yeah. Regardless, I know that Zach really likes working with Commander. They're good friends, and so I'm not surprised to see that pick up here. While you're doing that, let me look up who this player is. Oh, this is Renzo Navarro. Wow.
What the hell?
Renzo Navarro went for 12? Okay, that's really surprising. This is four-time regional champ, right? You can see it here. 6-time special event champ from Latin America, right? Gotten top 4, top 16, and top 32 respectively at different ICs. And then they actually won Players Cup 4. So very, very storied player. Very strong player as well. Insane to me that this player went for 12. It must... I can only imagine that managers at this point in the draft were just like drained. That would have bid on him. But I mean, I just to me that's crazy. So that is an insane pickup, and puts Birds really ahead at this point in the draft. Similarly, Arakusabi for 10K. Crazy, right? I mean, Arakusabi has been super overperforming in Champions Tours. Did really well in VR. Did really well in Scraw Tour. I believe he won a tournament prior to VR, like the first couple of days that Champions came out, with I believe a Sun Floette team. Was there Sun or was there Floette on the team? I know for sure he had Zard. So I mean, again, player that's been building a lot, knows what's strong in Champions, has been performing well. Going for only 10K just because maybe he doesn't have a lot of Team Tour experience. Maybe there's another reason, I don't know. But really great pickup for the Birds here. Kakunaka for 3.5. This, to me, is the steal of the draft. Like, I don't know how this was allowed to happen at all. This, to me, is absolutely insane. Kakunaka... really strong Japanese player, has qualified for Japan Nats and for Worlds, I believe, every year that they've been playing. He actually just qualified for Japan Nats, for the Japan Nats qualifier again. So he got top 600 or whatever it was needed, or top 300 or whatever in the GC among Japanese players. And I was talking to him before NPA, and he was saying he wasn't sure if he wanted to sign up because if he didn't qualify for Japan Nats, then he would be demotivated, and he didn't want to do that to a team. And I said to him, like, you're Kakunaka, like, you're going to qualify, just sign up. And he signed up, and he told me, yeah, you're right. If I qualify, I will be more motivated than anyone, and I will perform better than anyone. And he's qualified.
Okay.
So Birds have a crazy player for 3.5. Now, granted, he doesn't, historically, he doesn't have the best NPA performance, but I mean, I can't see him ever performing poorly, especially while he's motivated this year. So that's 3.5K for that is crazy. Let me quickly look up who Blaze is. What are the numbers? 7, 9, 8, 9. Andrew Figueras, qualified for Worlds 2025. Strong USPA player. 4th at San Antonio, 10th at Las Vegas. So good recent results. Good. I mean, for 3K, like, easy pickup, right? You pick up a player that has results, and train them up for the Team Tour environment. And if there's anyone that can do that, it is Bravarius, Pearl, Galahad Excalibur, right? And then J Modry as well. So they can work very closely together. Pipa 25, I believe it's Pipa Gore. Pipa 25, let's see. Who is Juan Nunez? Yep, that's right. So again, multi-time event winner, Worlds competitor, World Cup player, very strong player. 6.5, pretty.
That's so cheap for that.
Yeah, I mean, very cheap. I think compared to the rest of the draft at this point in the draft, it makes sense.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
even still, the Crow for 4, pretty crazy to me. I mean, this guy is like the online grinder. He's always doing well in early format because he just spends more time than everyone else, and he's like generally good at the game. So great starter slot there. Orlando Luna for 3 is again crazy to me. Let's see if I can pull up. Hopefully he has his results here. But yeah, so many top cuts. Did well in Players Cup 3. Has been a part of NPA since 2021, and generally performs well. A storied pickup here. Really reliable player for 3K. And then finally, similarly, Uncle Lou, player with a lot of regional results. I don't believe he has a win yet, but he has several top cuts.
He has
second.
many top cuts.
And again, has been part of NPA for a while. So Birds with a very strong roster. I thought they got a lot of steals here, and really I think they just got every player that they wanted. I don't think that they lost out on anyone major here that they had on the draft plan. Puppies, right? So you're back-to-back champions, you're 3-time champions, whatever you want to call them. Retain Patrick Connors for 11. Crazy retain. And great foresight from them to draft Pat Con for, 8K last year?
Fede Campo 8K last year. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, so last year, or the last time he was drafted was before his regional result. Or before his NAIC result, rather. So.
But that's skipping, right? That was 2024, though.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that was 2024. So I don't know. I literally have no idea how he could have been that cheap last year.
Huh. So, well, yeah, so last NPA wasn't exactly... No, but it wasn't 2020. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what happened.
Okay, look, they got it for Giga cheap last year.
Yeah, I guess
Go to draft him.
I guess so. Fede Campo for 25. A little bit
the
overpaid.
last 2 AIC champions for what the fuck?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Great player. Michael Durbest for 25. A little overpay in my opinion, but we'll see. Michael Durbest historically not the best team tour player from a personality perspective, at least on Smogon, but Audi seems very confident that he'll be able to keep Michael in line and friendly and everything.
Probably the worst team tour reputation on Smogon, to be honest.
Yeah. So,
but like the worst reputation that you have to draft anyway.
Yeah,
just that good.
Exactly. I mean, he is that good, right?
It's a gamble. It's a gamble. Like
definitely. Sempra for 15 makes sense. I mean, Sempra, very strong player. Historically, not very good at scheduling, so maybe under the Puppies iron rule, they can get him to schedule on time. But we'll see how that goes. WBVGC is William Brown. 10K, massive underpay for this guy, in my opinion. I don't know how they got away with this. This is crazy.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, William Brown has been performing in Scarlet Violet for a long time, and recently got second at the Champions Rutgers tournament that happened this past weekend. So pretty big tournament in the Northeast. Got second there with a very cool team, and looking just as dominant in Champions as he did in Scarlet Violet. Arcane VGC, they won something. I don't remember exactly what.
Atlanta 25.
Atlanta, yeah. Okay. Yep. So they won Atlanta. They got top 4 at Pittsburgh. Top Cut Worlds in 25. Top 32 at 4 regionals. It looks like they were primarily a sub last NPA, so they finished 1-1. But they've been part of the environment before, which is what you like to see on a team like the Puppies, who are good at training. Training these players, picking up the cheap players, and making them really good. So, looking good. Time skip VGC, I don't know. Let's see. This is Dylan Matthews. Okay.
Dylan Matthews.
Yep. So just got top 4 at Houston very recently. Top 4 at Pittsburgh. Top 4 at Milwaukee. I mean,
No, he just won Houston. He just won Houston.
oh, did I say top 4? He won Houston. Yes.
Yeah.
Won Houston very recently.
Very strong recent pickup.
Yep. And I mean, has been playing since, I believe, mid Sun and Moon. Yeah, since 2018. So, you know, one of these players that you just expect to do well in a tournament like this, in an online tour. Blarajon, longtime player, played with the Puppies last year, I believe, when they won, or I think they won last year, and Blarajon was, you know, on the team then. Generally a very active team tour player, and generally a good team presence. He's been a part of Team India as well in World Cup for a while. So
Because it was only 5K, to be honest.
really surprised to see him go for 5K. He just won Indy in 2024, Scarlet Violet.
Yeah. Yep.
So
it was the first Miraidon team.
Yep, the first Miraidon team kind of defined that archetype a little bit. So good pickup there. Dim the Sim, again, strong player, generally above average results. Actually, just won the first NPA match of the season right before we were recording this. So
Best record in the league.
Yep,
Best record in the league.
as of this recording, best record in the league. So, you know, great pickup for the Puppies, and got his first win already. So 3.5K, that's paid off right there. One win. Livio VGC, let's see. Livio Sandberg from the Netherlands. Lot of top cuts, a lot of day 2s. It looks like a solid player. Let's see, how much do they go for? 4.5? Yeah, that's about what I would expect for a player like that. Again, you know, strong slot 7, slot 8, Puppies team, kind of classic, right? Now these last two, Max, LJCR, and King Blex, I don't know anything about. Let's see. Oh, this is Max Morales. What? For 3.5?
There's no way, man.
Okay, I mean, just won Merida, like, what, 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago? Did people forget? That's crazy. That's a great, fantastic pickup for 3.5. And let's see, King Blex. Yep, another one of these players. Played World Cup, gotten, you know, generally strong tournament results. Seems like a very, very strong 3K, right? If you can pick up a player that's gotten top 4s and top 16s and top 32s, like, for 3K, that's amazing. And it really does speak to the strength of these signups this year, right? Like, players like this going for 3K is nuts. That's unheard of in NPA. So stars, let's see. What are we at? Hour and 3
power of
minutes.
15.
Yeah. We'll get there. Keane Campbell, talked a little bit about him already. Very strong recent player. And you know, this team, stars, very interesting to me because a lot of this team is just part of the same friend group. Or very close with each other.
Yep.
And so a lot of what we'll see, right? So Kian, Joe, Teo Time, Keanu, Iceberg, right? These guys are all part of this like same kind of conglomerate of players, and so, you know, very, very interesting to see how they'll do in this. Joe UX9 for 19.5, right? Standard. Joe is Joe. He'll perform well if he remembers to show up to his matches. Good opportunity here for content for him as well, so I think he'll be on top of that in terms of champions. Teo Time for 20, just Top Cut Worlds 25. According to Keanu, this guy is considered one of the best, if not the best European player at the moment by a lot of players in the scene. Obviously, they're part of the same friend group, so take it with a grain of salt if you don't agree, but you know, the fact that anybody's saying that about him is a testament to his strength, right, and a testament to his recent success. Iceberg, this is Luca Paz for 11K is crazy to me. very, very underpay for that. Great player. Will generally perform in these team tours as well. Pizza Gradient for 8.5. What has Pizza Gradient done?
Ellen Van Snibberin. He cut Worlds in 24. He beat Wolf in that tournament.
Okay. Yeah, so Worlds 24, top cut LAIC both years, both of the last 2 years, top 8 Toronto, and then top 4 Worlds as a senior, second at UIC. So been playing for a long time. I mean, this is a great pickup for this team. I believe he's also part of that same group of players, if I'm not mistaken. Keanu, I mean, the thief of the scene, the guy who stole all his success from ESM.
True.
No, I mean, very, very strong player. I think Keanu's one of those players where if he's interested and he's locked in, he will perform well. And if he's not, then he'll kind of perform poorly, right? And there's not much of an in-between, in my opinion. So I think on this team specifically, he will excel and he'll do very well. He has a lot of his friends here. He'll be able to practice. He'll be able to kind of throw ideas around, and not feel like he's being forced to interact with anybody here, which is great, especially in the context of a team tournament. Hobbit, again, one of these players that's been around at this point for eons, right? He's an unk, same as me. We've been around for a long time, so very standard, reliable performer in team tours. Good IRO results. Bite, I'm not familiar with. Let's see. His bio is the photo guy. Okay. Top 8 Borboti Cup in 2018. I don't know what this is, but some top 16s recently.
Good question.
Good recent results. Type of player that will probably pop off. Probably win more than once, which is well worth that 3K price point. We have Dark George. I love Dark George. This was one of my strongest picks. The second year I managed for NPA, I picked him up in his first year on the Balonlea Mad Hatters. And at the time, I think he was in seniors, and he was one of my top performing players and just generally a very fun guy to have on the team. And then, a couple years later, I believe he was actually either he won the NPA MVP or he was in contention up until like the final week. So really, really strong performances. Really surprised to see him go for only 7K here. And he's, again, one of these players that has a lot of deep connections in the scene, talks to a lot of players from different regions, and generally has a good pulse on what people are using in the meta, which is good. And then rounding out the bench here with Raj Desai, Ogre VGC, and Brede. Now, I don't exactly know who these guys are. I know Raj Desai was very active in the NPA Discord, and seemed to know a lot of players there as well. 5 regional day 2s, 7 VR day 2s, 12-3 world record in World Cup for Team Ireland. I mean, this seems like a great player for 3K.
Yeah, that's quite solid.
Went 3-4 2 years ago in NPA, so
that's enough just so you can compete.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 3 wins, even if you lose 4 times, 3 wins is more than worth a 3K price point. Right? Wins matter a lot more than losses in a tournament like this, so that makes sense. Ogre VGC. Let's see. Top 32 Frankfurt. Another Italian league player, API. And then I don't know what this is, but he won that in Champions, so that's good. Played last year in NPA as well, and so, another pickup that looks pretty good. And then Red here. Former Limitless Warrior many years ago. I'm saluting in real life to that. Longtime Stars player.
Years ago.
Yeah. So, I mean, he played on the Stars for a while. He managed with them, I think, for a year or two, and then took a break, I believe last year, maybe the year before as well, and making his return for Champions. So that's exciting to see, and we'll see how he does here. Let's go Pixies. Now, as a precursor, we're talking about Pixies. I saw this draft after the auction finished, and I was like, thank God I am not on this team, because this looks like it will be the most degenerate chat of all time. Just to be blunt, I mean, look at these players. Like, so many players on this team went for so cheap, well below their skill level, because nobody else wanted to draft them. Not because they're bad, but because the personalities would just clash too much. And so Zelda, in classic Zelda fashion in Team Tours, drafts like all of these players who he can just get for way under value, like way underboard, throws them all in one team, and generally makes it work. So starting off, Paul Chua, Pony Person's Paul Chua, 27, makes sense. Expensive player for good reason. Everyone who plays VGC knows about Paul Chua. Aura Rayquaza, 23.
Except Hopeless.
Except Hopeless, true. Aura Rayquaza for 23 makes sense. I didn't exactly see how this went down in draft, but I would guess that this was probably a bidding war between Pixies and Blizzards. Aura Rayquaza, a longtime Blizzards player, now on the Pixies. I believe he's friends with Zelda, so makes sense that they would want to go for him there. Yoshi and Lugia, I think they threw this out as an early nom, expecting Cruisers to bid, because Yoshi and Lugia has been a Cruisers player for a very long time. Cruisers don't bid, and so Pixies have Yoshi and Lugia for 3K, which is, I mean, not a bad player to have for 3K. She's pretty good at the game, generally strong performer. Just a matter of how she'll adapt to kind of this chat and the environment there. Darts, this is Chris Hahn for 16, makes sense. A very, very strong player, especially recently. And, you know, the type of player that I would expect to adapt to champions very, very quickly. Similarly to the way that he adapted to Scarlet Violet very quickly in the early years. Sylveon used Calm Mind. This is Lewis Markle. Let me see exactly what results he has.
He got second event to MDB.
Yes, I believe that's the case. No, okay, he doesn't have his results here, but longtime Smogon BGC player, played in a lot of the other Smogon tours, and now, you know, making their way, or not making their way into NPA. They've been in NPA a few years in a row, but for 10.5, a little underpay, but makes sense to me. Multi-boy, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, this is Lewis 10. Okay. So he was a finalist in 2019 at Worlds in the seniors division. Has been playing since then. You know, good player at the time. I'm sure he's probably just as good now in champions, without a lot of the kind of the Terra gimmicks or the Dynamax gimmicks or anything like that. Mario, similar, right? What is this guy's name? I completely forget. Maybe I should not be the one making this video, huh? I don't know any of these players.
Hey man, I don't think anyone's gonna know every single username.
Well, there's someone.
Except for maybe Gio, bro.
Okay, so he won Perth. Very good. Top 8 Melbourne. Australian player, I believe, so all of this makes sense. That he gets drafted to Zelda's team. Went 5-3 last year in NPA, it looks like. So, looks like won't be playing in-person tournaments this year, so main focus will be draft leagues and online tours. Great thing, again, for NPA. That's really what you want to see. Kaisa Messiah is Jude. The fact that nobody bid on Jude should say something. I mean, he's not a bad player. In fact, he's quite a good player. But he went for 3K. Pixies get away with robbery here because no one really wants to bid on Jude and have him on the team.
Jude, yeah.
Yep. Similarly, Chosen Future, longtime friend of Zelda's, longtime Australian player. 3K because, you know, if he's not on Zelda's team,
Like a lot of
who
Australian
knows how
players
he'll
on
do.
this team.
Yeah, definitely. Matt Master, I remember looking up during the draft, but I can't remember anymore. Matthew Henry, gotten first 3 times at regionals. Looks like probably in seniors. And first at LAIC in seniors as well. So another Australian player. Went for pretty expensive. I mean, 14.5 is surprising for, at least for these results listed, if they're all in seniors. If these regionals are in Masters or something, then obviously that makes sense. Kieran went for 3K. Now, this may look surprising because Kieran is a very, very good player, but he actually is unavailable for the first 6 weeks of the tournament, I think. So he's not able to play until week 7, which gives him week 7, week 8, week 9, and then 2 rounds of playoffs potentially, right? So at maximum 5 weeks. So that makes sense. He'll still be in the chat. He'll still be contributing, but unable to actually play until week 7 there. And then rounding out this draft is Pseudos. I don't exactly know who this is, but I think they've been playing online for a little bit, doing relatively well in online tours. So very interesting draft. I mean, we'll see how this one plays out. I think there's a lot of individually good players. I don't see a lot of connections between them other than the Australian players, of course, but we'll see how that kind of manifests in that chat and how they perform week to week. And then finally, we're at the end here with the Trailblazers. Now, Trailblazers draft is very, very interesting to me. They start off with Sisiot for 22, which is a little bit underpay. I mean, Sisiot's a very good player, especially early format, very innovative player. And then their second draft here is Kyogre SG, who actually was the most expensive player in draft at 29. And this was surprising because given the sign-up board, having nobody go for over 30, right? When you have people like Emilio, Agati, Paul Chua, Nails on the table, right? Like Santi on the table, right? All these people, I feel like, are contenders to go into that like upper 20K range, right? Or into the 30K
I'm really
range.
surprised Paul was less than 30, to be honest.
And I think, I mean, teams just couldn't afford it this year, right? There's too many good players that they have to save budget for, it feels like. And so, I mean, we have many teams with nobody over 20 even, right? Like Blades have nobody over 20, Rollouts have nobody over 20. We have Stars with only one player at 20 on the dot, right? So, I mean, crazy depth to a lot of these drafts. But Kyogre SG getting the most expensive player of the draft this year. Very surprising. Megumi, who is this? Let's see. They, I believe, won Taiwan Nats. Taiwan Master Ball League finalist last year. National champion 2022 and 2024. Okay, so that makes sense. And then, obviously Worlds qualifier from there. And made it to NPA finals last year and then at least one time before maybe. So, strong player to have on the team. And the time zone actually will line up. They're GMT +8, but Trailblazers have Trace, they have Pocoyo on board, who both will work that time zone. So Megami won't be isolated at all here. Chengfu, I don't know exactly what Chengfu's results are, but another, I believe, a Chinese player here, played in NPA since 2022. Looks like they may have taken a break last year, and another one of these performers that's generally very good, very reliable player, and you can see that by the price point going for 16. Feist for 3 was crazy to me as well. So Feist did say preseason that he'd be pretty busy. He just got put on a new work project. And so he was another one of these players that was kind of on the fence about signing up. He didn't want to sign up and then be forced to start every week or not be able to put in the effort that managers wanted. And so he communicated that. Managers, took that into account, didn't really upbid on him. But 3K to me is still crazy because Feist is one of the best players of all time. Like, this guy is nuts at the game. And so the weeks that he does have time to put in, he will for sure be winning, in my opinion. I think there's just no way that he ever does poorly here. So it'll, we'll see kind of how that plays out, how many weeks he's able to start, and how he's able to contribute here to the Trailblazers. We have Mastrota. This is Ruben Gianzini. Okay, got it. So, special event champion in Bologna, got top 16 at Worlds. He made finals of Bologna the following year, so last year. Top 8 NAIC. I mean, you can read these yourself. Like, amazing results, right? Last NPA he went 5-1 or 4-2 rather. He He went 5-1 in Smogon Classics. So, player that's very familiar with team tours, player that has been performing in tournaments for a very long time, going for only 8K. Just absolutely crazy. Pastor, similar, right? I believe Pastor got top 8 in the Scrawl tournament in Champions with Sableye or Chaladon team, losing actually to Raghav, who ended up winning the tournament. So, great recent result. Really strong player, and generally very, very strong player in these team tours because he's also the type of player that builds a lot of teams, kind of runs something new every week, and is very open to, loading up whatever is needed for the team.
Yeah, that's a really strong pickup, especially with the recent tour.
Yep. Let's see, Magic Rana. Mattia Conieta. So this is, I believe, Desu's younger brother.
Holy shit.
Is he might still be in seniors. At least he was in 2023. He has these results tagged as seniors, so he might be in masters now, but again, younger brother of Desu, trained under him, earned all of his skills, has been performing at these events, right? This guy's great. He will be fantastic. I'm sure he will perform in this tournament. And maybe Trailblazers get a little bit of Desu in with them as well, right? Desu, obviously a long time VGC player and a very high NPA performer in the past as well. Red Snorlax. Only thing I know about this guy is he has 2 Smogon accounts and they both have the same name.
Dude, that was actually insane. Literally, how are you supposed to ping the correct account? Guy's gonna start, and someone's gonna ping the wrong account, and he's gonna post the win on the other account. It's gonna be so funny.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. A Chang. GMT +9. What time zone is that? That's somewhere.
That's Japan, right? Because there was someone else who said it was +9. They turned out to be Japan.
Yeah, it's somewhere in East Asia for sure. I think China's +8, so it must be like Southeast Asia or Japan. Or Korea or something like that. Pontus, again, another very long time NPA player, returning again, going for 9K makes sense. I believe Pontus has been on a lot of these teams, but at least in my memory, he was most recently on Blizzards, if I'm not mistaken. So going over to Trailblazers now, a new franchise this year, and we'll see how he performs. And then Sella as well, similarly, another European player, same as Pontus, going for 3K, has been kind of rounding out the bench for these NPA teams for a couple of years now. So that is the player roster. We're at an hour and 22 minutes. I don't think we're going to do predictions or power rankings. It took a little bit longer because we had to look up a lot of these players, but overall, really excited. I mean, there were...
Yeah, it was like a really strong tournament.
Yeah. I mean, there were less than 5 players we looked up who didn't have IRL regional results, right? Like, that is crazy to say. Like, we have so many players signed up for NPA this year. And they're, none of these teams look weak at all. Usually in team tours, and especially in NPA, there's always one team or 2 teams that you can kind of point out and say, oh, those teams kind of messed up their draft a little bit. Like, their draft clearly didn't go according to plan. They ended up with a very weak spot on
the team with 20K left is like an actual contender.
Yeah.
Like, you know how crazy that is?
Yeah. That is nuts. So, really excited to see kind of how this tournament turns out. And with this level of player, it's also very interesting to see how these players are going to work together in these team discords, right? I think a lot of these teams do have players that have never worked together. And the interesting thing is that a lot of them in this, on this draft board are from different regions, right? And so there's no conflict working together with these players because, you're not sacrificing your chances at Worlds by helping out a player that's also in your region that might outperform you, right? You can kind of openly share these ideas and get better together, right? And that's what makes early formats so fun as well, is having all these new people to talk to and a tournament to perform in.
Yeah, like I've said this at the beginning, but like especially like middle of the season, when like Reg B drops, is going to be like really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. I think that's it for today. So we'll I think the plan for these videos is we on a weekly basis we're going to do kind of a recap. We'll probably do that in a live stream mode rather than as a recorded video. We'll recap the week. We'll watch a couple of replays. We'll talk about player matchups, and we will go into the predictions for the following week. And then we might do some individual recorded matches as well, or live stream those. So keep an eye out for all that.
Looking forward to that.
Cool. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe to the Smogon VGC channel. We'll leave this document, the link to this document, the link to the Smogon threads with all the information in the description. We'll leave a link to Aragon's channel as well, because we might be doing some of the games live there as well. So go follow that if you want to get notified there. Thanks for tuning in. See you all next time.
See you next time.